they're not in good shape. They're rather common, not rare variants. They're all missing stuff or are broken. But to me, they're the most priceless toys in my collection. That's because they're my original childhood Mego figures. Hello folks, I'm Brian, and welcome to another installment of Vintage Mego. As the intro suggests, this won't be about something rare or have a Mego history. Moreover, just me celebrating my personal history with Mego action figures and what I still have left from that time when I actually physically played with these things. I was very brand loyal to Mego as a child. I did collect other toy lines, but both of those, Big Jim and G.I. Joe, well, they retired by the time I was 5 years old. So Mego really kind of filled that gap. I mean, we had Apes, Star Trek, World's Greatest Superheroes. These were my jam as a kid. And this carried over up until Star Wars came out. But even then, I still got heavy into Micronauts and Star Trek the Motion Picture and Black Hole. So I really was a Mego kid all through my life, and they were my number one toy company. I wish I had more of my childhood figures, but I thought I'd just go through some of the ones that I still have and the special memories attached to them. This is my childhood Star Trek crew. I still have Captain Kirk somewhere. He's probably the worst for wear, but he's still around. These guys saw so much action because even though I played with them in the 70s, and then I kind of switched them out for the 3 3/4 inch Trek Bridge crew, they came back into fashion for me when I got hooked on the show in the early 80s again. So they got another round of play. There are so many fond memories tied into these figures. It's unbelievable. And like I said, I played with them until about 1982. Every time I look at these guys, I think of my next-door neighbor growing up and how often we played with these. I can even remember buying these as a kid, or at least asking someone to buy these for me, and the big, what felt like a 10-foot tall end cap of these, and I had to ask somebody to get me Dr. McCoy. This is my childhood Force Commander, one of my favorite Micronaut toys as a kid, and I kept him in pretty good shape. I mean, his backpack is broken off on the back, but otherwise I still have his original fists. You can see on the back as well, there's my initials were there. My mom used to put my initials on all my toys, usually on the feet, just so that the neighborhood kids with their sticky fingers didn't try and take my stuff, which they routinely did, by the way. For a kid who collected World's Greatest Superheroes, I don't seem to have many childhood ones left. I'm not sure what happened, but I did manage to retain 2 and a bit here. I got the Incredible Hulk for my 5th birthday. Usually my grandmother would take me to a toy store and let me just take my time picking things out. These are very great memories. During this time, everyone else wanted to go for lunch, and to placate me, they said, pick a couple of little things, and then we'll come back and pick your big thing. So I managed to get the Hulk and the Bendy Robin as like a holdover until I picked the big gift, which I'll reveal. I still have everything for my 5th birthday. The Green Goblin has green hands. I have no idea why. I don't ever remember doing the head swap on him. I didn't know how to do that as a kid. It is a mystery and a controversy, I guess. The Spider-Man head is my original childhood Spider-Man. I got him for Easter one year. Around 1990, I got into customization of Megos and put Sculpey on Spidey's head and tried to make him the Red Skull. It wasn't great. And eventually I just chipped that off there. And so childhood Spidey will be restored to his former glory one day. I promise you that. 12-inch Hulk I got for my 8th birthday. I just loved this figure. I loved the 12-inch line. I had Robin and Batman and Superman. I let my own kids play with him. They did break his knee, but I can replace that. I know a guy. Just one of those things that, as much as I loved him, it was nice to see my kids getting some joy out of him as well. He's pretty durable. I mean, he really survives the test of time. In my late 20s, I found a Star Wars collector case in my parents' basement that was full of all my Star Wars guys and quite a few of my Black Hole and Star Trek characters, and these two, the pocket superheroes, the Incredible Hulk and Spider-Man. These are a very special memory that I'll get to in another vintage Mego. I had discovered these guys just before I got married, so I had that Spider-Man in my pocket when I said I do. It was like having a childhood friend with me. Finally, this is my 5th birthday present. It is a super softy talking Spider-Man. I absolutely adored this piece as a kid, and I loved it so much that I went and bought a mint in-box one, took out the brand new never touched figure, sold it to a friend, and gave this home back to my old friend. I know that's madness, but when you're in love, you do crazy things. This is my favorite piece. This is my absolute favorite piece in my collection, and I will never part with it. So I'm going to do something a little different with this episode and make it much more interactive. I'm going to start threads of Show Me Your Childhood Megos on our forum at megomuseum.com, in Mego Mania, the Facebook group we have. I'm also going to start one in Mego's Mego Ambassador group. I'd really like to see what survived your childhood, what survived mom throwing it out or older brother breaking it. I think this will be a lot of fun, and I hope you'll join me in the conversation. Until next time, take care, have fun, and if you're new to this, please consider hitting like and subscribe. We do this every week. Take care.